paranormal peeps, and welcome back to another Deep Woods Paranormal podcast. We are at the O.P Pyle House here in Manola, Texas. So we're basically we've been set up for the last 4 or 5 hours. We try to do several lives. If you're watching our TikTok, if you're watching our YouTube, Facebook is being a pain in the butt.
Phil.
It will not let us stay live for some reason. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that. It keeps turning off our lives. So I'm sorry if you were on Facebook and you wanted us to, you wanted to tune in there. Unfortunately, it decided
doesn't want to allow us to do it.
It's like, nope, you're not doing that. Or maybe it's just the spirits here.
That could be it too.
So a lot of things have happened during our setup. We haven't even started our investigation, mind you. We just had a lot of stuff happen just, in the process of setting up. And a lot of the people in the house that are kind of walking around doing their own investigation right now have also had experiences. And when they come out, we're going to ask them to come over and sit down with us and have a conversation. Tell us what they experienced. So the number one, that it's cool for you guys to listen to. Number two, it helps us know what happened where. And so I had my first experience in the bathroom, and I was in there, went to open the door, and all of a sudden I look over by the window and there's a woman standing there looking straight at me. Just about gave me a heart attack. Wasn't expecting to see a woman standing there. And so essentially, as soon as she was there, she's gone. I'm like, what the heck? She looked like she was in a white wedding gown. So I just talked to the owner, and he showed me a picture of Mrs. Pyle, and it was her. It was totally her. The dress she was in, the white dress, totally matched exactly what I saw. So setting up the DVR cameras, we have about 12 of them out right now. We're going to set up a couple more in the other house. So we'll be doing that here shortly. Bear with us with the noise. We're outside.
It's windy.
We have the wind chimes going.
The wind chimes going, but we're set up outside the house.
Yeah.
And an alcove on the wraparound porch, which is pretty cool. Yeah. And it's a great night. It's not hot. I feel like it's a perfect night to be outside, really.
Exactly. It's probably in the low 70s right now.
Feels really good.
Yeah.
Feels good.
This is Texas. Anything hot, in the 70s is nice.
Yeah.
70s and low 80s. When it gets down to the 60s right now, it's like, oh, dang. But yeah, so I had another experience, another apparition. When I was upstairs, I was setting up a camera in one of the rooms, and the gentleman walked in. And
the train. Just leave it. It's fine.
Okay, sorry. The train is coming by. I completely forgot about it. Definitely a horny train driver.
Yeah.
Sorry for the pun, but pun was intended. Anyways. Anyways.
So I just have to say, our foreheads look huge like this. It's bothering me.
What is?
How big our foreheads look. And this.
Well, she actually has hair. I don't have any hair. I mean, look. Yeah, it's pretty bald up there. I mean, she pulls off her hat. There's actually.
Well, we're not looking bald. Anyways, we're just trying to stall until the train is gone, so you can actually hear what we're trying to say to you.
Yeah. So when I was up there, I was with another gentleman, and we were just chit chatting about the activity that he had experienced. And as I turned and looked out the door, he did the same thing. We both saw someone like walk into the doorway and then basically walk back out, like take one step and then just disappear. And I looked at him, I'm like, did I see that? And he's like, yeah, I saw that too. So that's
it's
cool.
Full body apparition.
Yeah, it's a full body apparition. So I've seen 2 so far. We haven't even started really investigating. Amanda's had quite a few experiences too.
Yeah. So I was in the dining room, and I had brought out the EMF detectors for people to use K2 meters. I always call them EMF detectors. I don't know why. Anyway, the K2 meters, and they were really lighting up in just one seat. So the table, I think, seats 6 or 8. I can't remember. You'll see it in the video. If you go on to our YouTube, we're going to post it there. I went around the table and it lit up only at one chair. At one chair. And so a group of us were in there, and there was one gal that had dowsing rods, and that she was talking to a little boy that we think were sitting in that chair about 5, 6 years old. There's also some psychics in the house, and one of the psychics came in and said exactly the same thing, that there was a little boy sitting in that chair about 6 years old. So I thought that was interesting. I also found it interesting that the K2 meter only lit up at that chair.
Y'all have fun?
Yes. Some people are leaving the investigation, so and are talking to us. So anyways, so already having
When you guys are
experiences
done,
at
if
the
you
house.
have had the experiences, come sit down with us and talk
So-
to us about it. We'll
Yeah,
talk
we're
about this.
interviewing people
Yeah.
on the
I've
podcast.
had one experience, but I've been so busy I didn't know what to do.
Well, what's your
Alright.
name?
Hold on one
I'm
second.
Stephanie.
Stephanie. We're on the podcast now. We're gonna flip this
Hi.
over so everybody can see Stephanie. Stephanie,
So our first
what's your-
victim.
what's your affiliation with the house?
I have been friends with Heidi for a very long time, and I'm with Penny Paranormal with her. And we do these events every sometimes 2 or 3 times a year.
How long have you been doing events here at the house?
This is my first year back,
Uh-huh.
but I did do events before,
Okay, so
like quite a few years ago.
so the
But she's the leader of Penny Paranormal.
okay, so what's your
Yeah.
name?
Roxy.
Roxy, how long have you been
She can tell
investigating
you
this
way more
house?
than better on camera.
I have been investigating here for probably about 4 years now.
Nice.
Okay, so you probably have a lot of really good stories.
Yes.
What's your favorite story?
My favorite story, which Bossman is my most favorite person here.
Okay, explain to everybody out there who Bosman is.
Bossman used to be a sergeant here over the prison workers that was out here. He was a very bad man. He treated prisoners very badly.
Okay.
He would beat them. He would strip their clothes off. He would beat them with a leather whip.
Oh my gosh.
There was one guy, he cut his arm off because he didn't want to work no more. Bossman made him work anyway. Everybody calls him Bossman. His name is really J.H. Randall.
J.H. Randall.
He resides in the top cottage out there.
And that's located behind the house.
Yes, yes. There was one night we was here, a friend of mine and Stephanie and DJ was here with us. And a friend of ours was here, which is actually my stepdaughter now. Me and her was sharing. DJ and Stephanie was up on this little daybed thing that night. DJ woke up projectile vomited for no reason at all.
Wow.
He couldn't stop. We got him outside of the cottage and he was fine after that.
So something in the cottage was making him puke.
Yes. Also that night, Jennifer, she started yelling at me. She was being pulled off the bed. There was like something pulling her by her toe. And she was like up in the air a little bit. And it was pulling her off the bed.
So physical manifestation, pulling someone off the bed.
Yes, off the bed. Me and her both were sleeping on the airbed together because it's just, so tight up there.
Yeah.
And I grabbed her arms and I was trying to pull her back to me. And whatever it was just too strong. And I said, stop, boss man, stop what you're doing. And he just dropped her.
So you had resistance, like she was being pulled in 2
Mhm.
different directions.
Yes. Mhm.
Wow.
But boss man is my favorite out of all of it.
Just because he does a lot of manifestations, or you see him a lot, or he does a lot of talking, or
Sometimes he does a lot of talking. Sometimes he's very rude. Boss man does not like women. And I guess that's what makes it even better for me, because he don't like women.
yeah.
So I just like to
You like to poke the bear.
poke the bear. Yeah.
Do you know why they call him the Bog Man instead of his name?
Everybody called him the Boss Man when he was, the prison, when he was a prison guard.
Oh, okay.
Everybody called him Boss Man then.
Oh, I wonder what it means.
I'm assuming that it's like Boss Man, but
Oh.
they said Boss Man.
Well, yeah, we're in Texas.
Yeah.
So the accent was probably really
But
fit back
that's
then.
my most favorite.
Yeah.
But I'm the leader of Penny Paranormal. We're we
Probably that
also
guy.
we also have our own little group on the side called Rains County Paranormal as well.
Okay.
Um,
And how
But-
long have you been in the paranormal?
for probably altogether about 10 years now.
It's a little longer than that
A little
now.
longer than that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
What, 12?
I am.
Something like that. But yeah. But it's been
Y'all be
a while.
safe.
We was actually Friday night we went to the Henry Hotel.
Where is that located?
It is right back over here.
Okay.
It's closed down now, but the owner let us go inside.
What's the history on that hotel?
It was built in Stephanie.
She walked away.
Imagine that.
She got touched
When did the
with the
Henry
ram.
Hotel? It was like
1932, I believe.
1932. Okay.
But there was a murder inside there.
There
Uh,
there was one death inside there of a manager that managed the place. He lived in a little apartment inside there.
Uh-huh.
And then there was a shootout there. Went back a long time ago when it was a bar. The two men literally
Shot each other.
shooting, yes, and nobody won. They exhausted each other to the point where they both died.
Jeez.
That
They
was
just
what,
kept shooting at each
Yep.
other and they
Yeah.
both died. So did you get any activity when you investigated?
we have a lot of video, or not video. Well, actually, we have video too, and plus we haven't went through none of it yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you were just there.
Yeah,
DJ, also the photographer for the Rains County Paranormal and Penny Paranormal. He actually got a lot of cool pictures
Oh.
from there last night. One of them was as we was going up the staircase. There's like a parakeet sitting on the banister.
Like a ghost bird.
yeah.
Yes.
Very cool.
Really?
Yes, but yeah, he got a lot of cool pictures in there last night.
Okay. Do you guys have a website where you post your stuff?
Rains County Paranormal.
Okay,
Rains
that's your
County
website.
Paranormal.
So we'll
Yeah.
make sure people go to your website.
Well,
then.
thank you.
Yeah.
So we'll send people to you.
Oh, well, we appreciate it.
We'll share this on ours, and then
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Yeah.
That'd be great.
So
But,
what got you into the paranormal?
It originally, me and Stephanie had seen ad on Facebook that they were doing paranormal event actually here.
kind of like a school kind of thing.
Yeah.
We did it together.
Yeah. We did it together, and then right after that, the lady that was doing the event, she needed paranormal investigators, so we got hired on as that in our
Right.
spare time.
Oh, that was so
And-
much fun.
On the weekends, we was gone every weekend, different
Different
places.
places.
Mhm.
And the bug caught you. You've been doing it ever
We've
since.
been doing it ever since. Mhm.
I've been haunted all my life, so I've been around it all my life.
Yeah,
I
that's
know
my
the feeling.
story too.
Yeah.
That's my story.
I
too.
can remember laying in a baby bed when I was a little girl, and a woman in a white dress coming and singing to me every night.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good memory.
But
Yeah, I remember back when I was like 2 years old. I remember I was born in '76, and I remember the blizzard of '78 in Ohio.
Oh, we're
Actually,
not that
all I-
far from each other's age.
All I-
You're my age, yeah.
Yeah.
All I remember about it is somebody carrying me through a big white tunnel. Because my mom and my grandma lived like right next to each other, and they had to dig through the snow to get to each other's house.
Oh,
Wow, wow.
wow.
And I had no
Is that
clue.
here, Texas
It was
or
in Ohio,
Ohio? Okay.
and I had no clue about that. I just
Yeah.
was like, I remember going through a white tunnel. You carrying me through a white tunnel, and they told me, I'm like, oh,
Oh, well, that makes sense. You were walking through the
I was 2 years
snow.
old, and didn't even know.
but this house has a lot of spirits here.
Yeah, we've
But the-
already got activity.
Yeah.
This house.
Well, I've seen Mrs. Pyle possibly maybe twice.
Uh-huh.
So crazy.
Hottie swears I look like Miss Stark.
Who is Mrs. Thorpe?
Do I need to go get Hottie? Because I don't know that story.
Well, we can just get it later if
Okay,
she's
I-
busy, because I
Yeah.
think she's talking to people.
Yeah.
She told us that she'll come and talk to us later.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll
Oh,
ask
she's
her.
talking to Dan
Yeah.
and Donna.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't wanna interrupt her, because she's been doing.
So
Yeah.
you've been basically encountering the what's his name? Boz man.
Oh, goodness.
What other spirits have you come across in the house?
There's been little kids that we come across in there, up in the belfry a lot. There was one night we was up in the belfry investigating, and I had like the little REM pod there. And what was her name again? The little girl. It started with an A. That we Audrey, yes, her name was Audrey, and she just loved the bear. You know, we'd tell her to touch the bear and all that, and that bear constantly went off that night. Every time we told her to touch the bear, it would go off.
So the bear was an animated bear?
It was
Or-
like a stuffed bear. But
Uh-huh.
it was like the REM pod inside.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
I know what you're
and
talking about.
yeah,
What's his name? I forget the name of that, but yeah, that
yeah,
some kids like that.
yeah, and
Blue Bear or something like that.
yeah, Boo Bear or something like that. Yeah. But and she just loved it. She just every time we told her to touch it, or she even knocked it over. We asked
Oh, wow.
her if
That's
she
in
would.
there.
We asked her if she would knock it over, and she knocked it over for us.
That's
So-
crazy.
But yeah.
I don't even know what that is, but it's got a long nose.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah,
basically
we,
forming probably.
Mhm.
Yeah.
we investigated out at the gazebo one night, where Terry's at. And there was a man, you could see like the shadow of him looking into the gazebo. And he was just staring at him. And DJ got a good picture of him. He took a picture. I asked him if we could take a picture of him,
yeah.
and he let us take a picture of him. And
Oh,
you could
wow.
see like the shadow of him. But there was not nobody there.
No, that's cool.
So, but the cottage is really my favorite, but I mean, overall, the whole house is my favorite. I mean, I like all the, everywhere on the property, but Bald Man, I still come back to him. He's my favorite.
Yeah, because he interacts with you
Yeah.
both.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, and he knows I'm not scared of him or, anything like that.
Yeah.
So,
Other places in the town have, besides the hotel, are haunted too, right?
Yeah.
This whole town was built
Wish I
a
did,
long
though.
time ago. I don't know, 1800 or something.
yeah, it was built in the 1800s. It used to be called Sodom, Texas.
I have someone got a home.
But then they renamed it Mineola.
Mineola, that's how you say it.
Yeah.
We've been saying it wrong the whole night.
Yeah.
Mineola.
Minnie-
We apologize.
Minnie Patton and Ola is how they got the name. It was two daughters,
Oh,
and that's how they put together the name Mineola.
Mineola. Okay, now
But
we're gonna
it used
say
to be, it used to be named Sodom, Texas.
I think you used all the stuff.
Very bad for Mineola. And there's also at the Henry Hotel, he had told us last night, in the floor, there was this metal, like a metal platform. Underneath that metal platform, you could open it up and you could go, it was an underground railroad.
Oh, really?
Yes, where the railroad was underneath there. It runs all over Mineola, over here, all that.
This is not the first town where we found the Underground Railroad.
Yeah.
Heidi and them even found an underground wine cellar here that was like, probably like
A hiding
connected-
place,
Yeah, a
Probably,
hiding place.
yeah.
Also somewhere here in Mineola, I have not found it. I am gonna find it though. There is an underground bar. And when the people would get off the railroad, off the train, they would go underground and go under all of that railroad.
Was it the 1920s or was it Prohibition? Is that the reason why, or was it earlier than that?
It was earlier than,
Okay.
my understanding, it was earlier than that.
Oh, okay.
from what all I've been told and researched and all that, that it was earlier than that.
Oh,
But, I asked last night to go, I wanted to go down in that hole,
yeah.
but, he covered it up with tile because he was afraid of like people finding like the end of it and
Yeah.
all that and getting up in
In
there.
their house, in
Yeah.
the hotel.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, there's also, on Johnson Street, there used to be a water well
Uh-huh.
in the middle of, Highway 80. Up there, there used to be a water well and, they covered it up. But
Yeah, that's sad.
it did like, it had like 12 different minerals in it.
Huh.
And they covered it up eventually, they capped it off.
Yeah, it sounds like they covered everything underground.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
on, right in the middle of the road. It was right, just right there.
Yeah.
That's probably why they covered it up.
And
They
it
wanted
helped a
to
lot
use
of
it-
people, like with arthritis and just
Yeah.
all kinds of things.
Arthritis, gout, indigestion.
So it was like almost a healing,
Mhm.
the water.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
like healing water,
Yeah.
and they just capped it off.
Huh. That's unfortunate.
So, but, the history of Mineola is very hard to find. But you still find it.
Yeah. Well, we did a lot of research on this place and it was really hard to find anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The history of Mineola is very hard to find.
I went to
took
the
me-
library and they told me that most of it was burnt in the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be a lot of fires.
Yeah, exactly. It seems like every place we've gone,
But
it's
the
either
person took
flooded or
a fire.
burned down.
Yeah.
So you know what that means.
Yeah, things
Oh.
disappear.
But yeah, this place is, it's a good place to live.
Well, that is really great. And if anybody wants to come and visit here and take a tour next year, what would they do? They go to your website or
They can go to the Rains County Paranormal website, and they can also look on the Kenny Paranormal website.
okay.
The majority of the time when we do events here, I post it on, me or Stephanie will post it on our page,
Okay.
and then flood Facebook with it.
All right.
Yeah, I get Facebook jail all the time.
Yeah, we stay in Facebook jail.
Yes.
But
Well,
yeah,
sometimes
Here's
that's
what it
what you
is.
have to do.
yes.
Well, thanks for talking to us.
Thank
you're
you so
welcome.
much, you guys.
You're welcome. Sorry.
We'll definitely post this and send this to you guys. You
All
guys
right.
have, we should get your contact information.
Okay.
Yeah, leave
we
us a
give the
card or
contact.
something when you.
Okay.
You guys
Or you-
leave me now or?
Yeah, we're gonna.
Okay,
take it for a
yeah.
while.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
we'll
We'll
be
be
here
here
until
Yeah,
probably most of the.
that way we can send you the podcast.
Yeah, that would be so cool.
Okay, Thank
We wanna put it on
Appreciate
Rain-
you.
Yeah, we want to put it on Rain County.
yeah.
Definitely. All right, so we just had a first conversation with a couple of people that have been investigating it for a very long time. My theory has always been the more time you spend at a location, the more investigations you do, the more you build that camaraderie. Yeah, camaraderie.
What was that? Oh my gosh.
I just almost done a back bend.
Oh my gosh. Scared me.
Sheesh. Okay, it's a drama going on here.
Lots of drama going on this side of the world.
Yeah, we need to bring the mic back so you can hear us again.
I'm sure they can hear us. And, yeah.
I'm sure you heard I scream like crazy. A cat basically ran in front of somebody.
That cat was
So- So yeah, we're just interviewing people here and there. We're gonna turn this back around. We have another gentleman, another victim.
Are you ready?
I just
sure.
came
Hey,
over.
We can stop it and do a new one.
I'm okay. Do you have a way to charge micro USB?
Micro USB.
Yeah, it's not the USB